Hello and welcome to Change 2. Today you will discover how to make a training plan in a change project. If you haven't seen my previous videos, make sure to watch them to better understand how these tools fit together. I recommend you to take some notes to keep up. Let's go! First of all, to help you position training in a change project, remember that change management can be divided into two phases. A support phase consisting of impact study, communication and training, then a second phase which includes the management of people and resistance as well as the monitoring of the change. Training is one of the major levers of change management, and it is also the most expensive. This video aims to propose an efficient methodology to build a training plan and allocate the right budget to the right place. To begin with, the relevant needs must be detected. Know how to differentiate the importance of needs according to the type of change project. It is obvious that learning how to work with a new software has higher costs than informing about an organizational change. The main question to ask is, who do we train and what do we train for? Next, go back to your stakeholder mapping, which we have already discussed in previous videos. For each category of stakeholders, define the changes they will have to integrate. For this, you can refer to your first impact study, which we also have already discussed in the corresponding video. As a reminder, the different changes are listed in terms of tools, practices, organization, jobs, behaviors, and corporate culture. Then you have to build a pedagogical program that will meet the training needs. Take into account the required skills such as knowledge, know-how, and interpersonal skills. The training should factor in the following: concept of the training, chosen methods, exercises, simulations, and case studies. Also include the time allocated to each stage of the training. Make sure you carefully choose the pedagogical style. Is it coaching, classroom training, e-learning, or online training? Also, adapt more or less individual style and regulate the level of interactivity required or desired depending on the target group. Now that you have identified the training topics and their beneficiaries, consider how to conduct the training by producing a training plan. Determine the total number of training days for the change project and the total number of beneficiaries. Be mindful of logistical costs, support costs, the portion of training design costs, and the eternal valorization of the participants' staff cost. All of these costs are significant, so think carefully about the training strategy to be implemented, always based on the target audience and the materials available. 3 classic strategies are targeted training, relay training, and group training. Now, let's look at how to implement and monitor the training. Extensive studies have shown that the more the learner wants to be trained, the better the outcome. In other words, a person who has not chosen to attend a training would probably have a lower level of attention than someone who has chosen to be there. So be attentive and sensitive to the needs, and also in the way you communicate about the planned training. Propose structured training content that is attractive and flexible. For example, 30 minutes presentation of concepts and methodologies, 30 minutes of practical applications, and finally 30 minutes of exercises. And don't forget about breaks. Another way to deploy training is to make employees aware of informal learning. This is the transfer of knowledge from an experienced colleague to someone looking to acquire that skill. And finally, evaluate the training. This is achieved through evaluation forms that participants will have to fill in, but also during oral exchanges. The following elements must be considered: the quality of content, materials, overall logistic, as well as the pedagogical quality of the facilitator. This evaluation can be done on the spot, directly at the end of the last training session. A second evaluation can be conducted later, like 1 month or 1 quarter after the training session. So, observe and establish a real dialogue with your colleagues. Thank you for watching, and let's change together. Bye-bye!